When the Rochester Red Wings lost a franchise record 19 straight games earlier this month, a couple of things happened. First, there was no noticeable drop-off in attendance. In fact, the games actually became more compelling as the team tried to stop the streak. And second, the fans remained supportive. When the Wings finally won, they got a standing ovation. Why is that? Maybe we see ourselves mirrored in the baseball team's dysfunction. These are not the best of times. Consider where we find ourselves as a country, and it's not a pretty sight. And for a minor league baseball team, frankly, the stakes just aren't very high. So it's easy to view the team's plight in a sympathetic light. Back in 1962, the New York Mets were the most lovable of losers in a city that was still hurting from the departure of the Dodgers and the Giants for the West Coast. The very first edition of the Mets was not a pretty sight. The Mets were last in all of baseball in hitting, pitching, and fielding. Statistics back that up, so it probably isn't a surprise that they lost a modern-day record 120 games. They lost their first 9 and followed that up with losing streaks of 17, 13, and 11. They had not one but 2 20-game losing pitchers, one of whom, Roger Craig, famously said, quote, "You have to be pretty good to lose 20 games." And he would know. He did it twice. And this is not the result of playing for the future. The 62 Mets were the second oldest team in baseball that year. In early May, New York purchased Marv Throneberry from Baltimore. He became the fan favorite. Marvelous Marv, as he was called, hit a team-high 16 home runs and made 17 errors at first base. In a game played in June, Throneberry hit what would have ordinarily been a triple, but he was called out for missing first base. As 72-year-old manager Casey Stengel shuffled out to protest, he was cautioned not to argue too vehemently. Throneberry had also missed second base. You can't make this stuff up. Yet, the fans were enthusiastic and turned out to see this team play. In 1962, the Mets outdrew 8 of the established baseball franchises while competing against the crosstown Yankees, who were on their way to another World Series title in the Mickey Mantle era. Through it all, Stengel kept perspective. Quote, "Without losers, where would winners be?" he said. It is no less true today.